Hi guys, welcome back to the Rusty Nuts channel. Today I wanted to give you a bit of a review of the car cover that I've recently brought to cover up my Austin A40. So it lives on the drive, I don't have the luxury of a garage, and I think it's probably one of the challenges that classic car owners come across these days is, you know, if you haven't got a garage, is it viable to keep a car on your drive, and how will it do keeping the tin worm away? So without further ado, let's get into it.
Right, so we're over on the Richbrook website. So this is the company that I purchased my car cover from. They do a lot of other things on their website in terms of, you know, things for your car, so exterior, interior and stuff like that. But what we're really looking at today is these car covers. So if we just go into that option, you can see that you can get various different ones. Now, the ones that I'd probably recommend are here, particularly the StormGuard Tailored 4-layer outdoor car cover, which is what I brought. But I did do quite a lot of research into their Superstorm as well, which looks like a very good car cover. Just I wanted to pay that little bit extra, which gave me a bit more protection for the Austin. So if we just go into this now, when you come to actually select it, you can select the make of your car, and then it will load up and allow you to select the model as well. So I was really impressed on here to see actually so many classic cars covered, and they reckon that they cover, you know, the majority of makes and models, which is really impressive. So select that and we can see the price of this cover is £185. So it's not a cheap cover like you might be able to get from the likes of Halfords or something on Amazon or eBay, and it is tailored to fit your car. So when we have a look at it on the Austin, you'll see that it kind of fits the profile of the vehicle, which means it's far easier to put on. You don't have to put additional sort of strap in or clip in on there to hold it in place, and the cover material is really good quality, which I can show you shortly actually on the car. In the kit, it comes with some of these little pieces here, so you get an instruction booklet which helps you with some ideas around how to fit it the best and how to care for the cover as well. These little silicone bits, they go over the clips here on the buckles, which go underneath the car, and that's just protect your paintwork. So if you're pulling them tight and the clips are coming near to the paintwork, those silicone pieces there help to stop any scratching occurring. I found these really useful. You can buy a tool to help get it under the car, but I find a good throw underneath and you can get it straight through and clipped in. They're recommending the instruction book laying these straps out flat across the floor and driving over them to get your car into position, and then they're already in place, which kind of sounds sensible, but I leave them connected to the cover. You just have to watch them when you're taking it on and off, not to scratch your car. So it probably is the best option to follow what they say in the instruction book. They do other pieces of equipment you can buy as well, and I don't have any of this, but like I say, there's the one that helps you pull the straps through underneath the car. You've got these storm straps as well, which I don't really think would be necessary. We've been through some really stormy weather since I've had this cover, and to be honest, the straps underneath and the elasticated hems on the cover seem brilliant. I don't think you really need that unless you're in a very exposed area. Battery master switch, you can get those cheaper elsewhere, and the locking outdoor locking kit for the car cover as well, which again I don't think I really need. If someone wants to take it, they're just going to cut through the cover, so I don't think there's much use for that, but I stand to be corrected on that. So that's the cover that I got. You can see here that this particular model on the image has pockets for wing mirrors. Mine doesn't have that because the A40 doesn't have any wing mirrors on the side. I've just got a clamp on one that's on the window pillar, so that comes on and off, and there's enough play within the cover to get over that anyway, so you don't really need to select this option if you've got a classic car that doesn't really have any sort of significant mirrors. If it's a modern car, I think you get the option when selecting your model to select whether you want mirrors or not. So the other car cover that I had was this car cover from Amazon by Kayme. I ordered the C1 fit, which was the smallest cover that they did, but the problem I found with it was very large on the car, and I'll post a picture up just so that you can kind of see the difference between what it looked like with that cover on there versus the Richbrook cover that I just showed you. I had no issues in terms of the cover itself, really. It kept the car protected, it kept the rain off there, but because it was so baggy, the wind got under it. One issue I did have with it is it's almost like a fleece lining, and what I found with that is if you let that get anywhere near the floor, it picks up every piece of grit, bits of leaves, anything basically that could stick to it will. And you really have to be careful then when you're taking the cover on and off, and because it's so baggy, it's very difficult to do it with any sort of precision. It would pick up those bits and then that would contact the paint, and I was really kind of worried about that because there may be pieces of grit on there that you can't see, very easily rub the paint away, particularly with how much it moved on the vehicle. So it's definitely something to watch out for.
So what I thought we'd do now is we'll take a walk out to the car, I'll set up the tripod, and then I'll give you a really quick overview of how easy it is to take the cover on and off the car. And you'll probably see it literally takes like probably under a minute to do that. I've got a bit of a method going. I think it's probably the method that's described in the handbook. So yeah, let's go and take a look. So what is quite handy on the front of the cover, we have this little label that says front, and surprisingly enough, it tells you where the front is, but it's really helpful. There we go, so that's the cover on the car. I haven't put the straps underneath it because it doesn't really need it when it's not windy. I do those when it's windy. What I'll do now is just reverse it, so take it off from the back to the front, roll it up over the top, fold the front end up and over, and then just fold it in and off we go. And then it's ready just to put that down, put it on, fold it out again, put the front on and roll it back. A nice neat package, so I'm just going to put that in the porch, and then when I want to put it back on, just put it on, fold each wing out, flip the front under, and then roll it back. So hopefully there you've kind of seen how easy it is to put the cover on and off the car. The material of the cover is really nice as well, so it's really hard to describe. It's almost got like a foamy, porous kind of feel to it. And when you first look at it, you think there's no way the water's staying out of that, but I've gone out multiple times now and the cover looks really wet, so it actually looks like it absorbs the water. But when you go out and check underneath on the car, absolutely bone dry, so the cover is 100% waterproof. Nothing seems to get through. The only thing you might get is if you put the cover on when the bit of condensation's already sat on the car, it can take a little while for that to evaporate out. So if you get a nice windy day, it clears really quickly from underneath the cover. But they do recommend kind of every week to just check under your cover, make sure there's no build-up of damp or anything like that. If there is, take the cover off, dry it out. So if I get a nice dry day, it dries really quickly on the car. So like I say, in windy conditions, it will dry out super fast. But if you think it's feeling a bit damp outside, it's misty or whatever, I whip it indoors, just hang it over the stairs at the top so it kind of drapes down, and within an hour it's pretty much bone dry. And same with the car, you know, I just run it over with a chamois just to dry it off, put the cover back on, and job's a good one. So I hope you found that video useful, and I hope it helps you guys find the right car cover for your car. I did want to say that Richbrook didn't sponsor this video in any way. It's just my personal opinion based on the car covers that I've purchased in the past and that I've got currently. So yeah, thanks for watching and we'll catch you in the next video.